Kari, who are you?
Chris Van Fleet from CBS News. I want to just follow up on his question, if I may. If Donald Trump announces, as expected, to be president, and you win the governorship of Arizona, you're likely to be talked about as a VP candidate. Do you plan to serve your entire term in Arizona, or are you open to being the VP?
Are you new covering this race? Because we've talked about this before. We've talked about this. I've answered these questions. I am going to not only be the governor of Arizona for 4 years, I'm going to do 2 terms. I'm going to be your worst freaking nightmare.
This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store, $5 shirt, $10 hoodies. You have to click the tab at the top. Go ahead and click the tab for them, Nick, and show them what they get. You click the tab at the top, that will take you to the clearance items. We have items in here that we put in there. We update them often, and you will get those $10 shirts, $5 shirts, $10 hoodies. I think it's $10 for the flag and also for the hats. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to do that for you guys because I love you, and I don't want money to be in the place of you getting some merch and being able to proudly wear some Officer Tatum merch. Okay, go back to the main page. We got a couple new items that are coming out. We have our featured item right here, which is the whiskey glass. I love this whiskey glass. We have to restock this whiskey glass like 10 times already. Go down to some of our new stuff real quick. Some of our new items are featured here. Also coming soon. If you see an item in the coming soon section, we got the Make Christmas Great Again. Also go down. We have the Born to Be Free. Click on it. Go to Notify Me When Made Available. And when you click Notify Me When Made Available, put in your email or your SMS, and we'll get it to you as soon as it launches. It should be launching any day now. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get into this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. I have a special guest that is coming on to join me today. I'm just extremely excited to have this awesome woman on. I think it's a person that everybody wants to hear from in this time, in this season, because of what's going on in the state of Arizona. She has been such a tremendous leader for not only the state of Arizona, but for candidates all over the country. People should be modeling their campaign after what this young lady has done. I don't know if she'll get mad at me for calling her a young lady, but I'm not going to call her old lady. So I want you guys to help me welcome the next governor of the state of Arizona, Kari Lake.
Oh my God. It's good to be with you. Thank you for not calling me up. Come on.
All right, perfect. I think we have a little bit of echo. All right, I think we can hear you now.
We got
Kari,
it. Yeah.
Kari, you've done such an incredible job. I mean, I'm so honored to know you. I think you did an amazing job running. I think you're doing an amazing job now how you're handling what's going on in the state of Arizona, which is absolutely bizarre. But I would love for you to convey to my audience, just let us know what's going on. What's your feel? Do you feel very confident? I'm very confident in you, but do you feel very confident on your chances here in this election?
I feel 100% confident, and I want my supporters to know that. There is no path to victory for Katie Hobbs. We're going to get another batch of votes tonight. She might go up a little bit more tonight. And after that, the votes are all going to start really going quickly our way. And unfortunately, they're slow rolling this and they're dragging it out, and it's really unacceptable. But God put us here at this time, not because it was going to be easy. You know, we have elections that need reform. And our lawmakers and our representatives were not able to bring us the reform that was needed. They didn't have the political will or courage to do it. They didn't have the votes to do it. And now we're stuck in a system that still needs reform. And so we're trying to operate in a system that has problems. And when you are doing that, you got to work through the problems to get to the other side in order to reform the system, which we will do. Unfortunately, they have a lot of votes, more than 600,000, a little less than 650,000 votes left to count. Can you believe that? And we're days later, and we know that a good chunk of these votes, close to 400,000, are votes that men and women, Arizonans, walked their mail-in ballot in on Election Day. They have such distrust in our elections and the mail-in ballot system that they took their mail-in ballot, they walked it in on Election Day and handed it to one of the people working at the polls. Those are going to be huge Republican voters, and we're going to win when they start counting those votes.
And I agree with you 1,000%. I said this last time when you were running against Karen Robeson, and the early votes came in, the mail-in votes came in, and they were saying, "Oh, Karen is gonna do it." I'm like, no, Kari Lake is gonna stump her out, and you ended up winning every single county in the state of Arizona, and I think that it's going to happen today. I want to ask you, what are we going to do when you become governor of the state of Arizona? What are we going to do about these elections? Because they are running amok. It is 2022. There's no way in the world that we can't have machines that are working and functioning properly. What is it that you can do when you become the governor of the state of Arizona?
We can do a lot. We can do a lot. Yeah, can you believe it? People showed up so excited about this election, so ready for a change, and immediately they had problems. We found out today that more than a third of our polling places in Maricopa County had machines that didn't work. That's unacceptable. Voters walked away from the line because they couldn't wait, and they didn't want to go to a place where the machines weren't working. We need to change what's happening, and we will, and we can do a lot. On day one, I've already said I'll take the oath of office, remove my hand from the Bible, issue a declaration of invasion, and right after that, we're going to call a special session, bring lawmakers in, and say, let's make sure we restore faith and honesty to our elections. We can't have election month anymore, Brandon. We have election month in Arizona. Mail-in ballots go out, they pour out, then we do early voting centers, and we do massive voting centers on election day. We need to get back to small precincts where we go vote at the school or church near our home, and we have very small precincts. They're hand counted there, and there's a lot. It's a lot harder to have fraud when that's going on, and so we will come up with a way to do that. It's not, rocket science. We can certainly have fair elections. We've had them before. During COVID, they moved us out of those small precincts into huge, massive voting centers where they're printing out ballots. The printers weren't printing things correctly. They were misaligned. It opened up a whole box of Pandora's box full of issues. And we can get back to restore honest elections, and we will do it. I promise the people of Arizona we will have election results on election night in Arizona.
That's wonderful to hear. You have such a great team with you. I met a lot of those young people. I mean, they're out. Kari for Students for Kari. They're out. I mean, it's just you've had such a tremendously impactful campaign. I think you're the most beloved gubernatorial candidate in the entire United States of America. I don't think anybody is more loved than you are. You handle the media so well. I mean, you really represent us very, very well. I love other people in this political climate, but sometimes they come across as being jerks and rude. But I think you do a really good job at facing the media, keeping it real with them, and holding them accountable. Kind of like Mama Bear, you're holding them accountable.
Yeah. Well, they need it. And I will say, I think I'm kind of retraining them to be better journalists. Hopefully we get something out of it. We can train them what it means to be a journalist. But I just want people who follow us to know this, because we've had such a movement. It's not a political campaign. It's a movement, Brandon. It's a movement of mothers and fathers and students and young people and retirees who are tired of where the political elites have led them and the career politicians, and they're ready to take back their government. I want them to know, do not lose hope. Do not lose faith. We will win this, and we will bring great days to Arizona. They know that nobody in Arizona would ever believe a Katie Hobbs victory. It's, first of all, statistically impossible, and the people would realize that the elections are completely gone. And so we're going to win. I know that for a fact based on what we're seeing. I've got the vote counts here, and I know where these are going. And I want people to know, don't lose hope. Our energy is still there. Our excitement is still there, and this movement is still there to do great things for Arizona and make sure that our kids have a great future.
And I'll ask you this question. I know it's probably annoying for me to ask you this question, but, some people have been floating this around. I know you're going to get in Arizona. I know that's your focus. You're going to do an incredible job. But just hypothetically speaking, if your kids were to ask you, Mom, will one day you think about running for president? Could you see yourself taking that leadership role? Or would that be something that you would imagine doing in the future at some point?
This has been such an amazing I don't even know how to word it, because I never envisioned getting into politics, and then to get into politics and have this amazing movement. God is amazing. God has done such wonderful things in putting me on this journey. I wake up every morning, and if I woke up and it was all a dream, that would almost make more sense than it being reality. So I won't ever say whatever God leads me to do, but God has led me to help Arizona, and that is what I am wholeheartedly interested in doing. I don't love D.C. I'll be real honest. That's where our problems originate from. I love Arizona, and I think strong states are the way to save our country.
I love it. Kari Lake, thank you so much. God bless you. We're praying for you. You know I support you 1,000%. I can't wait to celebrate with you when that victory comes to fruition. So thank you, Kari, for coming on.
Thank you, Brandon. I love you too and your family, and thank you for doing such a great show where you inspire people, and thank you for your love for our country.